Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of CRATV, where we talk about politics, policy, and politicians, all from a conservative perspective, right here in the great state of California. Please do us a favor and make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Let everybody know about the program. Also, you want to make sure, if you're following us on Facebook and YouTube, you want to make sure you hit that notification button. That way you'll be notified as soon as we go live, and you can participate in the live chat as the program is taking place. Also want to remind you, we are a membership organization. Our goal is to help elect like-minded conservatives, people who are interested in supporting the conservative agenda. And you guys all know what that is. Otherwise, I don't think you'd be watching. But anyway, folks, look, it's only effective if we have you as a part of the fight. So if you're not part of the fight, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. So do me a favor, follow the join link in the description to this video and become a member of the California Republican Assembly, California's oldest and fastest growing conservative grassroots organization. Now, as a part of some of the stuff that we're doing, we have our Take Action pages, folks, our Take Action alerts. Folks, these are ways in which you can go in and you can actually send a message to your legislator on specific bills that we're highlighting to help make sure that they know exactly how they need to vote on these measures. Every time you send a message, you can either send the message that's already there, or you can direct the message or make the message so that it specifically fits what you want to say. And it'll be sent to the individuals who are about to vote on this bill. So even if you did so before, the bill is probably in a different location now, so you want to make sure you have your voice heard. So just follow the Take Action link in the description to this video, and, well, take action. It's really kind of that simple. All right, let's get on to today's program. All right, we all know, we've all heard the phrase fake news, right? We all know that out there is a divide, and a big part of that divide is, quite frankly, the difference in the news and the information that is consumed. I always thought that, with new technology, that we would have access to more media and more information than any generation before us, and thus we'd make better decisions. Well, folks, I was wrong. Because the problem is now what we're finding is people are getting caught in their silos. And by getting caught in their silos, they're getting access only to the information that oftentimes feeds into what they already believe in. Well, there's an effort out there in order to help remove those silos, or at least help get people outside of their silos for at least a little bit, and understand and kind of see where the other side is coming from. And I wanted to bring on someone who I'm sure that many of you who are active in the pro-life community know, who's very involved in this particular effort, and that would be Miss Wynette Sills of Braver Angels. Wynette, how are you doing today?
Hi, Craig. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. That is actually very, very good to hear. So do me a favor. Tell us a little bit about this organization and this effort and kind of how it got started.
Sure. So yes, most of your organization members would recognize me as a Voice for Life. I serve as the director of Californians for Life. We are a statewide coalition that spends a lot of time at that Capitol building opposing the abortion advancing legislation that the dominant party just keeps advancing there. And so after doing that for nearly 17 years in very much a minority position, I was looking at ways that I might still be able to make an influence in our state, one heart, one mind at a time. And a few years ago, I was invited to a Braver Angels event, and they were discussing abortion. Perfect topic for my interests, right? Braver Angels seeks to bring people together across the political divide, their leadership on the national level, as well as here in the Sacramento area and communities all across the country. Their underlying tenet is to always have an equal representation of what they call blues and reds, conservatives and progressives or liberals. And so I was the token pro-life guest speaker, and it was my introduction to this organization, and I've been a part of it now for about a year and a half, and I have found it very worthwhile because, as you well know, at the Capitol building, the conservative Republican voice is in such a minority that oftentimes it feels discouraging, just, you know, in great despair, because most of those faith, family, life bills just end up passing right along party lines, and we have little opportunity to oppose them. But in Braver Angels, you get to talk to real people, people that would be like your neighbor, maybe even your family member that you could probably relate to, Craig. And this is a chance where you get to build relationships. It's not, you know, you're not adversaries, you're not enemies, you're real people who see a variety of issues from a different perspective. Maybe it's due to your upbringing, or maybe it's due to, you know, your work conditions or your life experiences. And so we invite people to come together. For instance, we just had a online discussion about President Biden's first 100 days. And, you know, it's an interesting opportunity where you have liberals who have voluntarily come forth to participate in a listening exercise in a respectful, mutually dignified manner, where they really want to hear what conservatives are thinking and see things from our perspective. And that's a rare opportunity that we don't see down at the Capitol building ever. But this happens within the Braver Angels context. And so, you know, with abortion being my focal point, we continuously lose through the legislative cycle. But when I can be in a group of liberal progressives, my thought is through conversation comes conversion. And we begin talking about what abortion really is and how many abortions happen every day in our country and right here in our community. And what does the abortion procedure really entail? And, you know, are they okay with abortion through all 9 months of pregnancy? And are they okay with Down syndrome, for instance, being eliminated in the country of Iceland, not through any curative efforts, but essentially through eugenics, just completely eliminating children with Down syndrome in an entire country through abortion? And
let me ask you this. So I mean, you're right. I think the great thing about this is you're dealing with individuals who they're coming together to listen. They're coming from the other side to listen. So the very fact that they're open to listening is a rarity. So that is a very good thing. How often do you find that on either side, whether it is on the conservative side or on the red side or on the blue side, that there is misinformation or a lack of information that is what significantly informs their perspective?
Definitely. And that's why we've developed this new program called Walk a Mile in My News. And so recognizing that we're a divided country, and I thought that a large part of that polarization or division might be based upon our news sources. And you're right, we seek out those news sources that tend to reinforce an opinion or a perspective that we innately already have within us. And we want to have that reinforced typically rather than challenged. And so when you have such a polarized country, those are echo chambers of siloed existence. And as a red dot in a blue state, I think the conservative position is constantly being challenged, and we have to really know our material and we have to know the primary sources. Where on the other hand, if you have the luxury of being the dominant party, a progressive, a liberal in the state of California, you can slide by pretty comfortably without having to really delve deeply into the issue. And that's where Braver Angels and A Walk a Mile in My News, the programs that I'm involved with, really force a paired combination, a red and a blue. They get to pick what topics they want to explore between the two of them, and then really get to provide primary sourced evidence and persuasive opinion pieces, podcasts, whatever news sources that you enjoy. You get to share those with a blue partner over a period of a 2-week time frame, and get to know each other. And you might be on opposite sides of the political spectrum, but maybe you both enjoy bicycling or golf or, you know, play an musical instrument, or any other activity that you can really get to know someone as a human being and not so much as an adversary or an enemy. And the name Braver Angels comes from President Lincoln, as his strong desire was to unify a divided country.
Well, let me ask you this. So how often have you found that either you have been persuaded by an argument from the other side, or the other side has been able to persuade, or you've been persuaded by their argument, or they've been persuaded by your argument, or at the very least, do you more often find that at the very least you understand why they believe what they believe?
The latter part of your sentence is really the goal of Braver Angels. And I, again, come back to abortion as an example. I've had 3 different pairings now in this program. And I can't say that any of my, blue, progressive, liberal partners have now switched entirely and become pro-life activists, but they have a much better understanding. It's amazing. The partners that I've had on the blue side might say, gosh, I really haven't thought about abortion. I just follow the pro-choice position that represents my party. But I haven't thought about that since I was a student in college. Tell me more about, what you do and what you see as someone who's very interested in this subject. And so you have an opportunity to go through all of those details. And it's not in a debate format. It's not in just sharing opinion, my body, my choice, mantra over and over again. No, you really get to show them, like, for instance, data and videos and testimonies. And while I might not be able to change their, political position and voting record on abortion, through these conversations, I'm pretty confident that they are better equipped if a coworker or friend or family member were to come to them facing the challenges of an unexpected pregnancy. Now these individuals know about all the resources, Alternatives Pregnancy Clinic, Sacramento Life Center. They know the pain of abortion as I share a variety of testimonies with them. They know what the procedure of abortion entails. But, abortion is just one subject.
Right.
Your listening audience might have a passion for, whether it be immigration or critical race theory or systemic racism or minimum wage or a whole variety of subjects. You get to choose what are your favorite topics you want to share with your blue partner, and then you have a 2-week time frame in which to give it your best.
It sounds like what, for example, the educational system is supposed to be doing is, instead of what they're doing now, which is teaching our children what to think or teaching young people what to think, it's teaching them how to think. It's exposing them to different perspectives, different points of view, different sets of values, and then letting them put them to the test and decide what works best for them. And that's what it's supposed to be. And unfortunately, that doesn't sound like what it normally is. The other thing I really kind of like what I'm hearing is it gets us back to the idea of really one-on-one, but almost like ministry. It's like we have a responsibility to witness. Most ideas are most effectively communicated one-on-one.
Exactly.
Not mass media. Mass media reinforces, but that one-on-one is what really kind of can help dig in. But the other thing is this, and just like you said earlier, is that most liberals, most people on the left, or most blues, they can go their entire life, and quite frankly, even if they live in red states,
right.
Academia and the mainstream media completely 100% reinforce their perspective, and they're almost never challenged. But if you are a conservative, but now imagine being a conservative in a blue state or in a blue community or in a blue city, or then imagine being a conservative who's a woman or a conservative of color. So, I mean, people who they expect to be blue, and to have a different perspective. You're almost always having to defend why you believe what you believe. So you generally tend to become more rooted in the facts, the information, and the data. Unfortunately, I don't think that we are as good at communicating it as we need to be. And I think this sounds like something that can really help with that. If people want to participate, if our viewers want to participate in this program, how do they do it?
Absolutely. The website is braverangelssac.org, braverangelssac.org. And you can go to the /event section and you'll see this opportunity to sign up. We have our kickoff Thursday night, June 3rd at 6 p.m. It's on Zoom, and so the link is provided there. Right now we have over 100 people signed up from all across the country, but I have to tell you the reality is 75 of them are blues and only 25 are conservative red voices. And so we have 75 blue listeners who want to talk with, want to listen and learn from and engage with and become, I don't know if I could say friends, but at least a companion on the journey with conservative listeners. And so we really need more conservative voices to participate in this very leveling the playing field opportunity to share your conservative values and positions with progressive liberals who are eager to hear in a respectful dialogue format. So it's braverangelssac.org/event, and you'll see the link there through which you can sign up. It'll be a Zoom event, and I will do all the pairing of the red and blue partners that will then have 2 weeks of getting to know each other, meeting in a park, talking by phone, by Zoom, whatever matches the availability of those two people. And you get to choose the subjects you want to discuss. So choose your favorite. And we'll come back on June 24th in about a 3-week time frame for a reunion where all of these 50 pairs will come back together and share what they learned, what inspired them, what challenged them, what they enjoyed in getting to know a person from the other side of the political spectrum, which is a rare opportunity in today's public discourse.
Excellent. Folks, look, I'm going to put the link in the description of this video. We need to get engaged. We need to get involved. Those of you who spend your time on Facebook or on Twitter and battling people, calling them trolls or whatever, they're on Facebook or on the Weber nets. Look, this is an opportunity to have meaningful dialogue, to actually be able to talk with someone who's interested in listening. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, they have a perspective of their own, so it's an opportunity for you to listen, for us to listen, and for us to learn. At the very least, once again, we may not agree with their perspective, but we can come to understand why they believe what they believe. So I think this is an important program. That's why as soon as Wynette hit me up and said, Craig, you need to be involved in this. You need to come on out. I said, okay. But I also said, I'm like, this is something that folks, the viewers of CRATV would probably want to hear about. So that's why I wanted to have you on, Wynette. I want to thank you so much. I want to thank you for all the work that you do with California Pro-Life. And just being a person of faith who walks the walk.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Craig, for this opportunity. And again, I just hope that all listeners will join us and sign up at braverangelssac.org/event. You'll see the link there. The kickoff is Thursday, June 3rd, 6 p.m. And then you can also join us at the reunion, even as an observer, not necessarily as a participant, but just to see how this experiment unfolds here in Sacramento.
Excellent. Wynette, once again, thank you so very much.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wynette Sills. All right, folks. Well, hey, that's going to be this. That's going to be it for this edition of CRATV. Want to let you guys know we are California's oldest and most active and most aggressive conservative grassroots organization, but we need you to be involved. Remember, join, remember, like, remember, share, remember, subscribe. We are the California Republican Assembly, the conscience of the Republican Party. Y'all take care.